morning, everybody. Welcome to our 2020 CSIA Awards Ceremony. I am Jose Rivera. I'm the CEO of CSIA. In a regular year, we would have been in New Orleans at this time. This would have been our first full day of presentations. Last night, we would have kicked off our annual conference with a welcome reception. And today, at this time, we would have been participating in the conferences, presentations, networking, all the good things that we have every year at our event. We would have been at a warmer temperature. It's projected to be as hot as 83 degrees Fahrenheit today, which are 28 degrees Celsius in New Orleans, which is much better than what we're having right now in Chicago, which is going to get up to 59 Fahrenheit, which is just 13 degrees Celsius. It would have been all much better, but this is the situation that we have. A global pandemic has forced us to cancel our conference, but we will honor those that have been provided with an award by their peers in this event, a virtual event, the first one for CSIA. This was the conference theme, claiming the role of the system integrator in the digital transformation. This is a theme that remains relevant and maybe even more important, and we will keep it. We will keep it for our conference next year. What we have done is we have just moved our conference by 1 year. We will restart our digital transformation task force in a few weeks, and we will get back on track to continue to develop this important topic for our system integration community. New Orleans will wait for us. New Orleans is a very fun place. It's a place with a lot of history, and it was the choice by our members. If you recall, we did a survey in our membership survey asking our members, where would you like to go next? And New Orleans was on the top of the list, and we made it happen. So we are not backing away from this. We're coming back next year. As we do every year, we recognize our certified system integrators, and here is the list of certified system integrators at CSIA. I want to encourage everybody to pick up the certification route. Use this time, if you have available time, downtime, to get on track with the application of the adoption of the best practices in your company. And I also would like to place a plug here to tune in tomorrow for our town hall business meeting, because we will make an important announcement regarding the ability to deliver our certification, our audits for the certification in a new format. This is all in response to our current pandemic. I would like to take a few minutes to talk about Paul Barnard. Paul Barnard, 2 years ago, together with CSIA, we worked on a transition plan. Paul Barnard has been what we call the father of the CSIA insurance program, which he worked on from zero about 20 years ago. And he has developed into a nice program that many of our members benefit from. So 2 years ago, we started the transition, orderly transition. Gloria Forbes from ECBM has been the one who has been working with this program. So it has been an orderly transition. And Paul is moving back to the UK. So I want to wish him and his wife, Linda, a well-deserved retirement. Paul is an honorary lifetime member of CSIA, and he's welcome to attend any of our conferences in the future. One interesting story about Paul is that his move back to the UK got caught in between, got impacted by this pandemic. So he still has to sell his home in the US, buy a new home in the UK. Everything has been on hold, just like many of our things in life. I would now like to transition to Jack Smith. Jack Smith is the CFE Media Content Manager, Control Engineering specifically. And we are doing at this conference what we used to do a long time ago. We restarted doing it last year, which is to re-award the winners of the CFE Media System Integrator of the Year Awards in the 3 different categories during our event. So with this, I would like to transition to you, Jack.
Thank you, Jose. My name is Jack Smith. As Jose pointed out, I'm content manager at CFE Media, managing editor for Plant Engineering Magazine, and I'm the editor of the Global System Integrator report that we put out every year. It's a pleasure to be here, and I would like to thank CSIA for the opportunity to speak to you and recognize the recipients of the 2020 Control Engineering, Plant Engineering System Integrator of the Year Awards. The annual process of judging System Integrator of the Year Awards is both inspiring and difficult. There are many great integrators out there, and choosing among them was challenging and sometimes difficult for this year's 8 judges. And I'd like to say thank you to every one of them. And they are Paul Barnard, congratulations again, Insurance Program Manager and Program Manager for ISA and Program Manager for CSIA. Dennis Brandel, Chief Consultant, BR&L Consulting. Don Roberts, Principal, Exotech. Sherry Worthington, President at Talesian Technology, Professor of Practice and PhD candidate at Worcester Polytechnic Institute. Steve Rourke, CEO, CFE Media. Mark Hosky, Content Manager, Control Engineering. Kevin Parker, Senior Contributing Editor, Oil and Gas Engineering, and myself. 2020 System Integrator of the Year recipients were selected by industry experts and CFE Media from nominations from within the industry. The program recognizes winners in 3 categories based on the size of the organization. The criteria that we use are business skills, technical competence, and customer satisfaction. System integrators cover a broad and diverse set of functions, creating the opportunity for specialization. Manufacturing automation is augmenting controls type projects with information solutions, and digital transformation type projects. The Industrial Internet of Things supports this digital transformation and falls under its umbrella. The 2020 System Integrator of the Year Award winners are Matrix Technologies for the large system integrator category. Its corporate headquarters is in Maumee, Ohio, with regional offices in Atlanta, Cincinnati, Denver, Indianapolis, Kansas City, and Minneapolis. With 40 years of experience in the industrial marketplace, Matrix has achieved a well-respected position as a leader in control system integration and manufacturing intelligence, as well as process and facilities engineering services. Its varied industry experience offers a wide range of complementary services to its clients, such as control systems integration, process and facilities systems integration, and engineering procurement and construction services. Molisco Engineering for the mid-sized integrator category, based in St. Louis, was founded in 1994 and has grown into a multidisciplinary team of engineers, designers, programmers, automation, network security, and validation specialists. The company delivers cutting-edge automation technology in rapid project timeframes at competitive pricing. It helps its clients meet their goals with well-planned system design and implementation. Molisco Engineering specializes in manufacturing automation, data, communications, and security, as well as computer system validation to meet regulatory compliance. Automation Inc. is a small system for the small system integrator category, is based in Laverne, Tennessee. It's a control system integrator and panel shop that strives to be trusted partner in automation for manufacturers. It provides value to its partners through strategic consultation, delivery of automation projects, and performance optimization and production systems. Its services include consultation, project engineering, control panels, machine optimization, data management, and training. Its engineers are skilled at production, line optimization, to help clients to get the most out of their existing capital equipment and extend its life. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Jack, and congratulations to the recipients of the 3 System Integrator of the Year Awards for 2020. I would like now to transition to our host for the event. So all of you know Steve Goldberg, past chair of CSIA, and the face and the voice of the award ceremony for many years. I would like to transition in a sanitary way, observing all the current measures for the pandemic. And I want to do this with the rubber gloves. Here we go, Steve, all yours.
All right, thank you. And welcome to the CSIA 2020 awards presentation. Congratulations to the CFE Media Integrator of the Year winners and to Paul Barnard on the occasion of his retirement. So I knew the awards dinner was going to be different this year, first night and all, but I had no idea. And due to the hour, I've not even had my customary glass of wine to improve my presentation, so please bear with me. Obviously, we all wish for other circumstances at this time, but we will play with the hand we've been dealt. As you recall, when learning about giving speeches, it sometimes suggested that you imagine the audience in their underwear, but today, some of you are probably actually in your pajamas. Many awards are deserved this year, but I would like to salute all members with first responders and all first responders with family and friends that are attending, not attending, and all those sacrificing for the good of others right now. Thank you, everyone. So our first award, Integrator Company Member of the Year Award for 2020, recognizes an integrator member or certified member company that has participated significantly in the advancement of the association and profession. They've made significant contribution of time and resources for the betterment of CSIA and its members. They've promoted CSIA standards in the industry. They've made significant improvements in their business based on CSIA best practices. They've made major contributions to the achievement of CSIA strategic plans and/or organizational improvement. They are and have made outstanding contribution in time, effort, and quality deliverables. They have made significant contributions towards the advancement and recognition of CSIA within the end user community. And the winner is Sage. And here are the nominations. Sage contributes a lot to raise CSIA reputation internationally. The continuous growth and the ability to get through economic challenges due to the strong adoption of the best practices as pillars of the company. Culture testifies the great value of CSIA. Sage contributes to helping the association activities and continuous support and participation to the board, helping to shape the strategy and drive CSIA to the next level. And that nomination was by Luigi De Bernardi. And I just want to say, I remember several years ago that during the award ceremony and prior to Adrian assuming a director role, he came to my aid to help silence the throngs during the award ceremony so we could keep going on. And so don't worry, Adrian, I'll keep him quiet while you accept the award. Sage, Adrian.
Much. I really appreciate that, Steve. Thank you so much. And you're right, some of us could be in our pajamas. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here in Australia, but I'm thrilled to be able to be here to accept the award. It's an incredible honor to accept this award on behalf of the whole team of Sage. Our journey with Sage, or I should say with the CSIA, started 18 years ago with our first conference in South Carolina. Since that time, we've not missed a single conference, and we've had over 40 individual team members make the annual pilgrimage to the USA. In that time, we've had the incredible privilege to meet and learn from some of the smartest people and the most amazing companies. Next slide, thank you, Jose. For those that don't know me, my name is Adrian Day and I'm the Managing Director and CEO of Sage. I'd like to start by recognising our founder, Andrew Downs, who started our business 25 years ago. From those humble beginnings, we've now grown to over 470 people, 17 offices across Australia and India. Our company is guided by its mission of smarter future, better world. We operate across the industries of infrastructure, manufacturing, resources, utilities, and defence. What we do as a company, as many of you do, touches the lives of every person in the world. Next slide, please. From something as simple as the water that you drink through to the advancement of nuclear medicine. We really are helping to make a difference in the lives of people across the world. None of this would be possible without our passionate and dedicated people. So I'd like to take a moment to recognise the 470 people and families that choose to make SAGE a place to fulfil their career. Outside of amazing people, we could not have achieved what we've done without great systems. And the CSIA best practices have been the foundation for many of our systems and have enabled us to grow tenfold since joining. Like most companies, we believe CSA certification would be a great differentiator when talking to our clients, and we achieved that in 2009. And trust me, it has been. But the real benefit has been the increase in our professionalism, productivity, and ultimately profitability. The relationships and partnerships we've built through the CSIA have been incredible. They've taken our company all over the world and given us the privilege to host people right here in Australia. Some of my closest friends and people are people I've met through the CSIA, so I really have so much to be thankful for. More recently, I've been a strong advocate for the CSIA in our own country, inviting people that many people would consider as competitors to join and attend the conferences. The CSI's mission is Control System Integration Association is to advance the industry of control system integrators. We cannot do this on our own. I would encourage each of you to think of someone that you think would benefit like we have, like you have, and reach out to them and encourage them to get on board. In closing, I'm proud to accept this award on behalf of the team at SAGE and thank the CSIA for helping us to be the best that we can be. Thank you.
I hope you're all clapping at home. So the next award is the Partner Company Member of the Year Award for 2020. Recognizes a partner member company that has participated significantly in the advancement of the association and profession. Significant contribution of resources for the betterment of CSIA and its members, works with CSIA to improve interactions with its members, such as making CSIA certification mandatory for top levels in their program, collecting certified versus non-certified statistics in conjunction with CSIA, and making significant improvements in their SI partner programs based on CSIA input. Major contribution to the achievement of CSIA strategic plans and/or organizational improvement. Outstanding contributions in time, effort, and quality deliverables. Significant contributions based on their sponsorship. Significant contributions toward the advancement and recognition of CSIA with the end user community. And this year's winner is Exotech. One nomination read, a foundational philosophical element of CSIA has been to help improve system integration businesses. The best practices and benchmarks manual is one obvious example. Another is the practical implementation of the lessons being shared in that manual. Exotech has been instrumental in helping our member companies develop tools, structure, and culture necessary for implementing these best practices. The insight that Exotech is able to bring to companies has been so impressive. Whether struggling with one aspect of their business or seeking guidance on broad goals, Exotech combines their decades of experience with system integration businesses to offer valuable recommendations and relevant advice. This one CSIA partner member has influenced the lives of so many CSIA business owners, and I am extremely proud to recommend them for this award. Nomination by Jim Campbell, Viewpoint Systems. Another member wrote, Exotech is one of CSIA's primary voices and channels. They work diligently to communicate the value of best practices and certification, as well as CSIA overall. Their audit and consulting work truly raise the professionalism of the individual system integrator, which in turn raises the professionalism of our industry. Exotech and their people are truly the unsung heroes of the system integrator industry. Nomination by PC Romano, Avid Solutions. And from my standpoint, Don was a consultant to Matrix Technologies many years ago when I first became a shareholder. I remember enjoying spending time with him and Tina when the conference was in Clearwater. He has always been supportive of CSIA and its members. Don.
Wow. Thank you, Steve. That was pretty impressive. When I was first notified about this award, I started to think about all the people that I should thank, and I quickly came to the realization that there were a couple of problems with that. One of the problems was that, yeah, I'd probably forget somebody. And the second problem I realized was 15 minutes was not going to be anywhere near enough time. So there's so many people that have helped us, help CSIA, and I want to thank you for that. You know who you are. It's a great honor to receive this recognition, and as great as it is, the real reward that we've received is the opportunity to work with some fantastic people. In the spirit of CSIA, every time we contributed one idea, we got at least 10 in return. And for that, I want to thank you all. To quantify that benefit, I went back to look at a few of those areas where we contributed and I had the opportunity to learn from that contribution. So Jose, if you want to go to the next slide. Well, a lot of the members might think of us as the auditor, and some people, grimace when they think of us as the auditor. You can see by this slide and some of the things that Steve mentioned that we've really been able to participate and engage in a lot of different ways through things like presentations and committees and white papers and strategy and task force, just to name a few of them. And again, in the spirit of CSA, I encourage all of you to do the same thing. Your rewards for doing that will be immense, just like the rewards that we have. Jose, if you want to go to the next slide. We first started participating with CSIA back in 98, 99, hence all of the gray hair here. And our first conference was actually at Clearwater, and Steve mentioned meeting he and Nancy down there. I have a picture here from the next year, Williamsburg, and you can see this was all of CSIA at that point in time. And then when you look through things like audits, and speaking engagements, and all kinds of other things that we've been able to do with CSIA, we've been able to help grow the association to have a pretty significant global influence. And all of the spots on the map represent locations where we've been with CSIA. And I can tell you that even today, many of those locations still represent companies that we continue to do work with, both directly and in support of CSIA. So pretty big transition from left to right here in terms of the influence CSIA has had. And you can appreciate all of the things that we've benefited from by being connected to CSIA. Jose, we'll go to the next slide. So as our team has grown and changed over the years, there's been a pretty constant thing that I'd be remiss if I did not recognize. Beside each of us has been our significant others who have also attended the conferences and in some cases learned a heck of a lot more about the industry than what we did. For those of you who are familiar with the spousal program, it's a pretty active channel of information. Tina, my wife, has supported me for over 40 years in this industry. She was at the conference in 2003 when I received the Distinguished Service Award, and she has formed and maintained many close relationships with CSIA family members. Penny in the middle has been an inspiration to us all and has helped Brian become one of the best auditors and business analysts for this industry that there is. Malia on the far right-hand side had made a point of coming to CSIA conferences back when Jack was the managing the Integrator program for NI. She was at the conference in 2011, but missed the part where Jack actually won the Distinguished Member Award, and thankfully, she has supported Jack's transition from NI over to being part of the Exotech team. Jose, if you want to move to the next slide. But hey, all of that stuff, that's all in the past. We're going forward. We're here to continue to help CSIA achieve its goals, and as importantly, to help the CSIA members build better integration companies. Give us a call. Let us help. Thank you all again. Steve? Thank you.
Our next award is the Rising Star Award. It recognizes individuals from member companies who are relatively new to the field. They have demonstrated attributes of a future leader. They're innovative in their approaches and commitment to the industry. They're young in the profession of control system integration. They've demonstrated commitment to the field. They've been specific recognition for results driven to business, profession, or industry, innovative approach to projects, exemplary volunteer service to CSIA, exhibits the attributes of a future leader. And the winner is Teresa Benson of Red Lion Controls. And the nomination read, young in the profession of control system integration. Look, I'll be honest, I am not brave enough to ask this lady her age, but she seems young enough to me. This is what the other person wrote, okay? I'm just reading the words. Demonstrates commitment to the field. Teresa attends and actively participates in many industry events. As an exhibitor, as a speaker, as an attendee, she also is engaged with the online communities and platforms, another indication that she is committed to the industry. Specific recognition for results driven to business, profession, or industry. I can't speak directly to her specific results, said the nomination, but I do know that her boss/company turned to her more and more to get stuff done, even when it's outside her job description, like marketing a trade show. Innovative approach to projects. This woman built a Simon-like game in her spare time that showcases her company's products and uses it as a booth driver for an international trade show. That's the Simon game by Hasbro, wrote the nominator. Exemplary volunteer service to CSIA. Teresa regularly attends her committee meetings, both virtually and online. She also actively participates and ensures she is prepped and prepared for each. That stands out, especially these days. Exhibits the attributes of a future leader. Again, during committee meetings, she is always willing to step up, show up, and do the work, especially if she senses the group is floundering a bit. I'd put her in charge anytime. Nomination by Lisa Richter, CSIA. I really did not recall meeting Teresa, so I looked up her bio, and as Global Product Marketing Manager at Red Lion, Teresa Benson possesses extensive knowledge of trends and challenges in the industrial automation, networking, and IIoT technology industry. Leveraging her industry knowledge and product expertise, she is able to connect customers worldwide with Red Lion's tailored solutions and enable them to gain real-time data visibility that drives positive business outcomes. She also has in-depth experience leading business development and sales teams in the CNC, industrial robotics, and semiconductor industries. Ms. Benson earned her electrical engineering degree in analog and VLSI design from Iowa State University and lives in the Chicagoland area. When she is not developing product demos, evaluating industry trends, or recording Crimson software tutorial videos for Red Lion's YouTube channel, she enjoys quilting and gardening. She also participates in CSIA's IIoT meetings and in several other committees. Teresa.
Thank you so much. Wow, it's inspiring to hear the nominators' comments about you. You'd never know what people are paying attention to and how you contribute. It is such an honor to receive this award. I am new to the Control System Integrator community, and it has just been an absolute pleasure and honor to work with everyone. Jose, if you could go to the next slide. You know, in my experience in the industrial space, we as partner members couldn't do it without our system integrator network all throughout the world. You know, our end customers are nothing without those partners who can help enable them and enable their success. I've seen it firsthand how SIs can accelerate and, you know, really help companies deploy things a lot faster than they'd ever be able to do it on their own. You know, one of my first larger successes I honestly can say wouldn't be possible without the contributions of a CSIA member company. And so when my leadership at Red Lion asked me to become our liaison to the CSIA organization, I absolutely jumped at the chance. It's an organization I believe in, and I had seen from the outside everything that you were doing, but once I got into the organization, I saw even more benefit. If you could go to the next slide. For partner members, the picture there is from one of our digital transformation team meetings back when we could all be less than 6 feet apart from each other. You know, as a partner, being able to network with and hear perspective from both partner members as well as system integrator members has been just tremendously valuable. You know, having open and candid dialogue about the future of system integrators in this era of digital transformation is so important, and it's such a value that partner members receive, being a part of things, being at the table, being part of those conversations. It's important that we question what really is our role. What is the role of a partner member? What is the role of a control systems integrator? And without an organization like CSIA driving some of those conversations, I think there's just a lot of echo chamber stuff out on the web and, you know, in other forums. And I think the control system integrator's perspective gets lost. So it's been very valuable as a partner. But if you go to the next slide, one of the things that I'm not sure everyone sees, and some of it is because even though it's tremendous work, it's made to seem effortless, is all of the work that the CSIA sort of corporate members as well as the committees like the marketing committee are doing on system integrators' behalf. Since this whole coronavirus thing happened, the webinar Wednesdays, the, you know, posting about benefits available to small and medium businesses, COVID-19 toolkits for system integrators. There are so many resources and so much effort and knowledge and expertise being put into growing our member companies' businesses. You know, it's focused on the business outcomes that are going to help system integrators succeed. And, you know, if you haven't, I really encourage you to go look at the marketing toolbox, go look at the past webinar Wednesdays. It's been inspiring to be a part of some of that. And so, you know, thank you, everyone. Like someone said earlier, if I tried to name everyone that has helped me in my relationship with CSIA, I'm certain I would forget someone, but to be a part of things in the way I've been able to has really been a privilege. And so thank you, everyone, for this award. It means a lot.
Thank you, Teresa. So would all past Bergman winners please stand and be recognized? LOL, right? Thank you and everyone else participating today and tomorrow for continuing to support CSIA. And our final award is the Charlie Bergman Remember Me Award. Named in honor of Charlie Bergman, this award recognizes an individual from a member company for upholding the principles of sharing leadership and promoting the profession. 8 years of committee and/or board service, outstanding contributions in time and effort and quality of deliverables, unselfishly shares information and mentors others during CSIA activities, outstanding conference presentations and engagement, committee, subcommittee, and/or peer chairmanship work that had individual and/or company work product embedded in it to make a more outstanding CSIA contribution. Major contribution to the advancement of CSIA strategic plans and/or organizational improvement. and there was quite a few nominations here, so bear with me. And the winner is Eduardo Acosta Amacan. One nomination read, "The extent of Eduardo's contribution to CSIA is almost unimaginable. He brings commitment, professionalism, and diligence to all that he has done for CSIA. From the very first time I met Eduardo, he's been a source of inspiration to me. The outreach CSIA has made into South and Central America would not have been anywhere near as successful without Eduardo's contributions. The only cautionary comment I would add about Eduardo is to be aware of his enthusiasm and positive attitude. They are extremely contagious. I offer a heartfelt recommendation that Eduardo be recognized with the Charlie Bergman Award, nominated by Jim Campbell, Viewpoint Systems." Another nomination read, "Eduardo is a passionate member of CSIA. He has held several board and committee roles. He is a great ambassador for the association and the industry," nominated by Adrian Fahey Sage. One nomination heaped much praise. "It seems that everybody at CSIA knows Eduardo Acosta. He is hard to miss, and his level of enthusiasm is not only enviable, but also contagious. For the few ones that don't know Eduardo, let me provide an overview of his deep involvement with CSIA over the years. He served on the CSIA board for 8 years, stepping down in 2019. He made it a point to regularly attend the CSIA conference, and as long as I have been with CSIA, he has also brought his beautiful family. Eduardo paved the way for many to follow. Amacan was the first Latin American company to be CSIA certified, and through Eduardo, the first Latin American company represented on the CSIA board of directors. Over many years, Amacan has been actively engaged in a peer group with other CSIA members that has allowed Eduardo to contribute and learn from others. Eduardo played a leading role in the setup of our presence in Latin America, including the specification, selection, and onboarding of our regional director position. Today, CSIA has 52 SI companies in the region, 5 of them certified. The spirit of collaboration is part of the CSIA DNA because it was part of our association from the start. When we created a presence in Latin America, we had to create this trust environment. Eduardo led by example. Eduardo has been a CSIA evangelist, frequently presenting on behalf of CSIA at regional events. True to the spirit of CSIA, he regularly invites other SIs to collaborate with each other and to join our association. Eduardo also raised the visibility of the SI in his home country of Colombia. In February of 2020, he was invited to be part of a panel of leading local companies driving globalizations. The panel was moderated by the president of Colombia. Amacan has delivered in 65 countries around the world. And that nomination was Jose Rivera. And I want to say I watched the video of this and I was fascinated to see one of our own participating in this country's conversations regarding how important manufacturing is to his country. I wish we could make that happen around the world. Still, another nomination read, Eduardo provided a critical contribution to CSIA growth and development. He served with passion on the board for many years, bringing always the fresh ideas and enthusiasm to move the association to the next level. He was a key leader in growing CSIA in South America, promoting the association, recruiting members, and helping in growing international culture. He is always available to share ideas and help other members without any give back. He continuously challenges himself to become a better leader and his colleagues to build a better company and increase the value provided to his clients, being a shining example of what CSIA considers a good system integrator. Nomination by Luigi Di Bernardi, Autoware. And the final nomination read, nobody embodies the values and ideals of CSIA better than Eduardo. His focus on improvement and best practices led him and his company to be an early adopter of best practices and certification. I know that many of us remember Eduardo celebrating his company's certification, proudly holding the plaque over his head. Eduardo has been a huge driving force for CSIA's growth in Latin America for many years. He's traveled throughout Latin America, often at his own expenses, to passionately share the message and value of CSIA. And he served 2 terms on the board of directors, tirelessly helping move the organization forward. I can think of no one more deserving of the Charlie Bergman Award, nomination by Piso Romano. And I want to mention there's a lot of discussion in those about his efforts in South America. I remember when the 3 amigos, Eduardo, PC, and Bob Lowe were roaming South America, giving presentations to try to bring in members, and obviously that worked. So I wish I could hug the guy right now. I remember when I first met Eduardo in the lobby of the hotel in Memphis, I thought, wow, I just met this guy and he's hugging me. Now I understand, since the warm feeling he garners when that first hug takes place makes him unforgettable. Eduardo.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I'm so proud. I'm so honored. I'm blessed to be part of this organization. I promised to myself and to my family that I was gonna cry this time. You know, I think this is one of the most happiest and important times in my life. I owe my personal, my professional, and my company's evolution to this wonderful group. It's a family, and it's a family with a sense of community that we have. I felt that feeling when I started in 2005 coming to the CSIA conferences, and the spirit of Charlie Bergman was there. People sharing. I remember share one thought and give 10 in return. Share one advice, I give 10 in return. And this is what I felt for the first time when I arrived to the CSIA. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the winners. You know, when I grew up, I would like to be like you guys. I'm so proud of you. I love you guys. I know that this time is critical for most of us. We are in the middle of a pandemic, but I'm pretty sure that we have the tools, and we have the vaccine or the Untitled or whatever you call this. It's our weapon for this pandemic is the CSIA. CSIA it's the best practices and benchmark. Is the journey to the certification. Is the insurance. Is the legal advice. Everything that we have in the CSIA is going to help us to get to the next level. But the most important thing is us, the community of the CSIA, that we can get it together. I feel right now like the captains of the American sail ships that when they move by wind, and where there's no wind, they take down the sails to repair them. So when the wind blows again, the ship is going to go faster and at a higher speed. And this is what we should, as a CSIA, do right now. This is what we are doing with the webinars on Wednesday. And this is what we need to do right now. So Jose, next slide. You know, I am from Colombia. I was born in Colombia, and since I was a little child, I was a high dreamer. I dream of big things. I dream of, you know, doing the greatest things in the world. And even though my mind was, you know, exploding all the time, I never imagined how it's going to be like we are right now. Having so many friends from so many countries, you know, having friends in New Zealand, Australia, Russia, Italy, Latin America, the United States, Canada. It's a privilege. I'm happy. I get to know the CSIA. I'm happy to get to know all of you guys, and I feel blessed to be part of this team. I feel blessed to have my family. My Jeannie has accompanied me all my life, and this is one of our celebrations at the office, and we're supposed to be in the 70s. So I'm really grateful. When I was young, when I was a kid, I lived with my grandfather. My grandfather was an entrepreneur, and he helped all the family. He always helped the family up to his, you know, his dad. He was 85 years old. We call him Del Papi, like daddy in Spanish. And I think about him all the time because he's a guy that helped me going to this time. Please, next slide, Jose. And my extended family is the CSIA. I feel like like in the Oscars. Sorry for that. I'm gonna use these glasses that my friend Joe Martin, lent me a few years ago. And I'm gonna read all the people of you that I would like to thank you. Sorry for taking so much time, but I would like to do it. I would like to thank Norm, that is in heaven with us, and Joan, my friend Pat Miller, and the Kentucky events that we have in every conference. Bob Z, that he was the first one that accompanied me and embraced me. Jim, my friend Jim Cummings, Bob Adams, Ray Batchelor and Jean, Bill Pollack, Dean Streck, that's the youngest member that has the Charlie Bergman Award, Ed Deal and Jamie, Jim Campbell. I was in the board of directors because of Jim. Thank you very much. Steve, you and Nancy, your family, Don Ulrich, Bob Lowe, and Linda. We are the three amigos, but Bob was my twin brother. And is my twin brother. The Miller family from other families. Jeff Miller, a guy, you have been doing so much for the association. Mike Miller, my friend PC Romano and Jenny, thank you very much. My papa, Luigi Bernardini, mi papa, and Monica, Mateo, and Anna. Joe Martin, thank you very much for the glasses. Rick Piero, that is the guru of the association. Don, you, I'm so proud of you, Don. Don, Tina, Brian, Penny, love you guys. Paul Bernard, I know I lost a contact with you in the past soccer World Cup, but I'm gonna pay once we can travel. My boy, our lawyer, Eric Schaefer, he's in the best practice. He's a close friend. Dan Absden, the president of the AAG that has been with us for a long time. Howard Hoffman, my friends from the board of directors. The new board of director members, Frank Jordan, Karen Griffin, Richard Brookman. You have to see his video. He's the control, James Bond. Mark Moriarty from Rockwell. He used to be with us in the board of directors. All the international members, I'm so happy to be part of the international members. Friends from South Africa, from Croatia. We are gonna play. I'm doing my diet to do the next 5K next year, so I can't compete with you guys. My friends from Armenia, Bob from New Zealand, doing all the time the haka. All the AAG members. You are the family. I love the meetings that we are having right now in these times at 10 p.m. so we can have the same. We can coordinate the time zones. For all the LATAM members, I'm so proud of you guys. We are more than 50 members. When we started, we were 3. We were Ernesto from Mexico, Max from Costa Rica, and myself. Now we are about 52 companies. We have a meeting every single Tuesday since the COVID appeared, and we have interesting meetings. If you speak Spanish, I recommend you to get there. I'm so happy of all of these guys. Jose, thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking the association to this level. To the staff, to the past staff, Amped, and for the current staff, Kellen, you have been doing a magnificent work. To the media, Vance Van Doren, you're unforgettable. Jack Smith, thank you very much for the awards. And especially for the people from Omnicom. We are 28 years old, 28 years in business. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of what we have been doing. This is a step further to take the image of Colombia to the next level. Enjoy making that with me, guys. Our purpose is to show a different image of our country, and we are doing it. And for my Genie, that is my family, my treasure, I love you guys. My last word is a thought. I have read this thought many times, and every time I read it, it gives me the feeling from the CSIA sensing of community. It's a story in Africa. There's a scientist and anthropologist that make an experience with a tribe, with the children of a tribe in Africa. It's a tribe called the Social tribe, and he took the children of this tribe and put a basket with fruits on the other side of the town. He said that the first kid or the first girl that take this basket is gonna take the basket for himself, and he can eat all the fruits for himself or for herself. And then he says, okay, 1, 2, 3, go. And all the children get together, hold their hands, and go together to the basket of fruits. They sit down and eat the fruits together. And he asks them, hey guys, why you take the fruits for all of you if just one of you can win the basket and eat the fruits by himself, alone? And they say, why? Why one of us is going to be happy while the others are not happy? And they say Ubuntu. And the first they say Ubuntu. Ubuntu means in that tribe language, I am because we are. And that's what I feel from the CSIA. Hey guys, I am because we the CSIA are. And we're gonna get through this time, and we are gonna, I hope to hug you, every one of you, sooner. I think that we are gonna be together in the next conference in New Orleans. We are enjoying it. We are gonna go to the 5K. And if God allows me to do it, I'm gonna hug every one of you. Thank you very much. I love you.
Thank you, Eduardo. Very nice. Finally, I'd like to close with a toast to all of us and wish that, as Eduardo said, we can all hug each other next year in New Orleans. To CSIA, keep in touch, my integration brothers and sisters. And thank you. Back to Jose.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oof, what a ceremony, eh? So I want to congratulate all the awards recipients, and I want to thank Steve one more time for an excellent job delivering this ceremony. I have every single time developed goosebumps when he delivers his presentation, and then I get another set of goosebumps when the recipients provide their speeches and all their, and all their positive feelings and emotion and energy. I totally agree with what has been said here. We're a community, and this is an uplifting event, and we help each other out. So thank you very much. I'm also very glad we had a very good participation in this event. It's a virtual event, and I think this is just an indication of the support that we have from our community. So I want to make one last reminder. Tomorrow at the same time, we're going to have our town hall business meeting. If you recall, this is the meeting that is stated in our bylaws and that we need to deliver. It is always important, but it's particularly interesting and important for you to attend tomorrow, because you will see all the things that we are doing at CSIA when it comes to the management of this company, of this association through these difficult times. So please join. We also need to ensure quorum. We have it all prepared, and please join tomorrow. So one last time, thank you all very much. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and in person next year in New Orleans again. Thank you.